Is Thaddeus going Nerdy, and today I want to bring you what the holy crap is going on. Air playback. Got too much going on my in stream. Let's try this again. Not yet. What is? It says that I'm good here on this side. Can you hear me now? Welcome, friends. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and something is up with my stream. I'm getting the live account. Can you guys see it? It says excellent conditions. Oh, anyways. Welcome, fellas and ladies, if you're here. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and as always, I was bored today. It was a Monday. It's Martin Luther King Day, so we have the day off, and I decided, hey, you know, last night, I don't fully understand the perspective of a new player, and so I went through and I created a new account. I am excited about this because I have heard a lot of things, and I'm curious to find out for myself if, you know, it's as bad as everyone's saying. Now, last night, I played for about an hour, and even today, I got to roughly, I think, level 13, level 12 is where I got to. Now, interestingly enough, once I started playing this morning, and I just played for a few minutes, and I was like, well, you know, I'll do a live stream about it and talk. Hopefully my internet isn't being too stupid, because I feel like it is. Because for me, I don't know if any of this is actually coming through. But what I'd like to do is just kind of talk about the experience. It was interesting because, like, I was like, hey, this is you know, there's a lot of people out there who, holy balls, I'm doing so many things at once. Anyways, I wanted to see what it looked like. And last night I got to like level 12, and I played for like 5 minutes today, and I got to level 15. So I'm not super far off. Like, I don't feel like I'm doing poorly. But for whatever reason, my internet is driving me absolutely crazy. I don't know. That's odd as all get up. Let's see. Anyways, so I wanted to go through and test it out myself and give it a shot. And a lot of people are saying, hey, you know, it's too difficult for a free-to-play player today doing this stuff because they can't get ahead. They can't, they can't do anything. Oh, yes. Barrett points out that I have a lightsaber fund. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to Disneyland in the near future. And so if you feel so inclined to help a brother out with my lightsaber fund, much appreciated. I will not be upset if you don't. Because, you know, everyone's got their own things. I get it. This is just, you know, me asking for a little bit of extra geetus, if you will. So, this is where I'm at right now, okay? Free to play, and, like, comparing this to my other accounts it's heartbreaking to see, because, like, I've got so much more, and what do I want to do? Where do I want to focus? That's really kind of where I'm at now. I don't really want to get Chewbacca up currently, but he's kind of a necessity in the beginning. Luke Skywalker, obviously I want to get up. Talia is the most frustrating, and in my mind, one of the most worthless Night Sisters. But she's good to begin with. And so, like, you have to know where you want to go. I'm still hoping and praying for a Clone Wars Clone Sergeant rework, but again, now that I'm seeing him as like the second character you get, I really wonder if, that's gonna be the case. I mean, if we'll ever get something like that, and chances are we might not. Now, again, in hindsight, I've gone through doing this has just been, I don't know. It's been kind of frustrating because I have to think more strategically than I'm used to, because a lot of the game that I've been playing, and maybe you guys are like me, it's autopilot, and I'm playing with characters that I'm not used to playing with, and so it actually becomes more challenging, because not only are my guys not like god level, they're not characters that I'm used to anymore, and so it's interesting for sure. I don't know about you guys. I mean, how many of you have started over or started a new account recently? Because I mean, this is my first attempt. I remember when I first started, I was like, oh, I'm going to have like so many accounts and it's going to be awesome and I'll play all this stuff. And I don't know. I just didn't, like I got really super bored with it. And I got to say that last night, that introduction, it's like 10 minutes long to get to like where you can sim stuff and do other things. And I gotta say, if I'm a new player, they need a button that says just skip this, I'll figure it out on my own. Now I know that you kind of, as a new player, need that button, need to go through it, need to say, oh yeah, this is this is something that you need to learn how to do. This is something that you need to figure out how to do. But I just sit back and it almost stopped me last night from like moving forward, because I really did not want to. Holy crap, Urza. So let's see, Tuscan Raiders. Yeah, I just didn't want to do it because I'd gone through it before, and so it's challenging, but at the same time, I don't know. I could see why they do it, because I have a feeling that if you're a new player and you don't go through that process, I don't know why I did do the AoE, then you're less likely to stay around. If you get confused, you might miss out on something. What would be a better idea in my mind is to make that tutorial optional. Have like I don't know, like as a teacher, as a former trainer, one of the things that I would do is I'd put like little snippets, 2-minute videos from Capital Games, from EA, and then it's like, hey, this is how you do this. This is how you do that. This is the importance of mods. And they do that to an extent, but they need to promote it more. And I don't know, maybe when these things launched, it was, I remember them coming out with a video, and they do this every time there's a new video out or a new concept out. They're like, hey, this is how this works. But maybe a more in-depth video guide, a little bit longer than just hey, this is what's new. I don't know. Those are just my thoughts. But man, that introductory section was insanely frustrating. And I've just got to say, like, that freaking Hut, I don't like him. I don't like him at all. He's a jerk. And the real question is, how come we don't have players like and now this is me talking as an in-game player. How come we as in-game players can't somehow compete against those NPCs? That would be freaking cool. I mean, that would be awesome to finally. I mean, because in the beginning it's like, hey, he's the most amazing fleet player ever. Yeah, you know what? Let's put his fleet skills to the test, because I doubt it. I just really doubt it. And I'm thinking that like that would be cool. End game, unlock, beat that guy. Maybe it's a recurring event where you can, test your fleet skills against his fleet skills. That would be tight, and it's always changing, so it's never something that can be predictable. That's the one thing that I would advise, like, hey, do that. Now, again, like, I went through, I haven't spent any of my crystals with one exception. I jumped over here to the store right off the bat. Nope, that's not the store. I jumped over here to the store and I spent, I think, was it $50? Maybe it's or $50. 50 crystals or 25 crystals. My goodness, I'm going to the wrong place. Once the shipments opened, that's what it is. I jumped over here and 30 crystals, and I bought this 20 sims. Now, I'm not going to buy these characters just yet. Part of me really wants to, but the other part of me is like, nah, that's not smart. That's dumb. But I don't know. Like, the other part, I mean, here there's some great characters for new players to be able to unlock. But I'm just not vibing. I'm just not feeling it. So, boom. I don't have any of these yet. All right. Now, again, with this stuff, I think I'm going to go the traditional route. I think I'm going to do Chopper first and go Phoenix all the way, I like my Phoenix team, but I love Thrawn. Thrawn's a great character in the game, and I think kind of a crucial moment for players. Now, I will say, though, with Snowtrooper activated. Sweet. I will say, though, that with this whole new journey guide, right, the thing that they've given us, I think it might actually be easier to unlock some of these things. I've been focusing, and that's, I saw that video, Barrett, that Barrett says maybe I should focus on separatists like Arnold. And that's not a bad idea, because the separatists are such a great team. And it might be one of those things where you start slower and then build faster. I like that concept. I'd have to do a lot more research with that. And typically I don't watch a lot of my competitors because they're solid and they give a lot of good advice. But who needs good advice, right? No, but I was watching Arnold's video today, and I think you might have something, and I think he might have something with getting that. But I wonder if he goes with the Separatist, how long will it take him to get some of the other things, some of the other characters? All right, so let's go through. But the reason I bought the what do you call it? The pieces, the sim pieces, the sim tickets, was because I wanted to go through and sim certain levels, right? It was, by the end of the day, I was, that's a good point. I could be working on the ships with the bugs. Interesting. I am curious, once raids unlock, or not raids, the arenas unlocked to me, what I'll be able to, what it'll look like, right? So I'm curious for sure about that. And that's not a bad idea. So which is then interesting, because then I could just start simming on those one bugs and not even going super far. I actually think that might be a really good idea, because then I can spend all of my efforts in Cantina on one group. That's a good idea. I might start with Separatist, and then circle back. Again, I wonder though if that's going to be putting the cart before the horse kind of a thing. Man, I guess I'm so indoctrinated ingrained with the idea that the pillar system is the pillar system for a reason that I might be missing out on something. I might be missing out on doing that. But you're probably right. So, and he's probably right. Royal guards. Royal jerks. I remember when the Royal Guards were like the best in the game. Like you had to have Royal Guard defense. You know, but a lot has happened. Yeah. I guess that's true. So, Kyle, are you saying that would help with the Separatists to get the Zetas unlocked first? Hold on. I had my heater in my basement down here. I've got this little portable, what do you call that? Fireplace. And now it's too hot. Yeah, I guess that's true. This is the way. That's right. That's right. This is the way. Oh, guys, have you heard? There's so many cool rumors going around about that right now. And I'm stoked. I'm absolutely stoked. Now, I will say one of the cool things about this is it does help to level faster as you're doing these quests because, you know, you don't... it took us how long back in the day? I mean, it took me like weeks to get up, and now you're leveling just so much faster. It's redonkulous. I don't like to tell you. I know she's 3-star. This is what I'm going to do before I jump over there. I'm going to jump over the bugs real quick. And I'm going to get my Geo Soldier. Boom. Shakalaka. Oh, and all of a sudden level 16. Next quest. Claim. That's true. Oh, level 17. Holy crap. Did I go up another level? So, complete all daily activities. A new feature unlocked. Oh, but I don't want to put it on him. But I will. Yeah, I'm down with the geos. That might not be a bad way to start. I find it fascinating, all these starter bundles, like outside of the additional, like, hey, you can get this stuff. There's so many starter bundle pop-ups that keep like, hey, get this, and it's like, oh my gosh, stop. How close am I? I'm not gonna spin that just yet. I'll wait. Womp rats use bullseye 7 times. But it's so much, and I'm really curious how much they make off of just starter bundles, like just people who are like, you know what, I really want a leg up. I really want a bit of help. I'll go ahead and, you know, spend $5 here, $7 there. And if you've got how many playing, let's say you got like 20,000 starting, 10,000 starting a day. That adds up pretty quickly, you know. I mean, they did make $1 billion over the last 5 years. I don't think, and I don't think this is happening. I don't think this is going anywhere. This game's going to be around for a while. Okay, All right, here we go. I'm gonna start getting as many of those quests as I can. Bullseye! Pa! I guess Separatists wouldn't be terrible either because you've got Dooku, who is an amazing Separatist, and Sith, and his kid is balls. Oh no, I'm not. Oh, don't do it. Don't play the new account. I'm curious, man. I've got to give it a shot. I've got to see the difference from the perspective of a new player. I would like to try this out. I would like to play this for a very long I say a very long time. I just really want to see how it goes. You know? One of the things that I've noticed that is so interesting to me is I spend more time doing auto battles than anything else. So if I look at the event, I might get bored. I absolutely might. This is, but it's interesting. I spend so much time on my other account not playing, just simming, and it's less about strategy now than it is. I don't know. I like the concept. I mean, I really do, and I love this game. If this were any other game, and so many people have said this, if this were any other game, not a Star Wars game, it would have been done a long time ago. I mean, how many? And the thing that I kept seeing was, how many wizards and orcs and trolls can you collect? I do think there's probably a shelf life on a game like this traditionally. But the fact that it's Star Wars and they keep coming out with like cool characters with new kits and new dimensions and stuff, it's exciting to me, I think it's really neat, but I want something more than just I don't know, than just click and move on. Yeah, I'm very curious to see how many Revans and Bastelos will be in I don't know, Revans and Bastelos will be in the actual Death Star, or not Death Star, the my Shard Arena when I get to it. Because it's just crazy. It's crazy to think about how many of those are coming. Now, let's see, next quest. Yeah. Oh, so I see what you're saying. So like here, it's almost a guaranteed character if you're... In the journey guide? I always jump over there. Journey guide. So click on here. Walk me through this, Barrett. How does this give me a guaranteed character? Go to Darth Revan. Alright, where are you, Revan? Okay. I'm here. Activity, prerequisites. I don't have any of them. Hit the bottom left. Shop. Oh. I see what you're saying. So let's do that. Let's see. So I get it. Oh. So essentially save up, you get a guaranteed character and shards. That's solid. That is solid. So I will be saving my shards from now. 224. Well, that'll take some time for sure. I wonder. Oh man, that's nice. Did not realize that existed. Yeah, these are awesome packs. That's pretty sweet. And so, does each one have them? Let's jump around. What? That is brilliant. For a new player, they are though. For a new player, if you could save 2,400 crystals, now I'm actually very curious to know how long it will take me to save 2,400 crystals. Knowing that I'm not in the arena yet, and knowing that, there you go. Yeah, that's actually a really cool feature. You know, go CG. Good on you. That's all right. That's a valid point. I mean, I'm yes, it is pricey. It absolutely is pricey. However, like if you're going to be competitive, I think that's not. I don't think that's that bad at all. I think that's a really cool concept. I think that's pretty neat. So let's keep going. Yeah, they obviously want you to buy the crystals. I mean, that's not even, they clearly want you to buy the crystals because, it's money. So, yeah, they do. And that does add up. 2,400 crystals is what, $20? And so that's a lot of money, but it's still, I actually think that's pretty cool. That's also the trap, that they get you in. They're like, oh, I'm so close. Gotta run. Are you going to be at Disneyland, Barrett? I'm stoked. I'm pretty stoked. Sweet. Yeah, so have fun, Barrett. If I don't see you, I mean, I won't know you, but keep an eye out. I am excited. The one souvenir that I absolutely know for sure that I'm getting, and I may get two of them, one for my my shelf back here and one for my classroom, at Disneyland and Galaxy's Edge. Ooh, is you can get the Funko. Hondo Onaka. Yeah, I'm absolutely getting. I told my wife, we were debating on, she's like, why? No, you're not getting a lightsaber. They're $200, and again, she's like, Thaddeus, you can't do that. It's $200 for a toy, and I'm like, look, it's not a toy. It's home defense. No one's gonna want to like break into my house if I'm holding a lightsaber and I jump down my stairs going woo woo woo. You know, it's just not gonna happen, right? Now they might be tempted to like break in. They'll be like, "Oh man, cool, he's got a lightsaber." Then when I wield it, they'll be like, "No, no," and then get out of my house, kind of a thing. Apparently that she's not buying that. I don't see why not. So, anyways, but the Hondo dolls, absolutely getting a Hondo doll. And to be honest, as much as I do want a lightsaber at Star Wars Galaxy S, just for the experience. I mean, the experience alone, I'm stoked for. But or I would be stoked for. But the what do you call it? You've got a lot of really cool and awesome places out there to do lightsabers, to build your own. And if I don't go to Galaxy's Edge, I will start piecemealing my own lightsaber from places like Starforge or something to that effect. I don't know how I'll do it just yet, but I'll do it. And $20 here, $50 there, not a huge problem. It's just the 200 initial sticker shock, at one time versus over time, doing it bit by bit. So, yeah, I am excited for it. I really am. And I've got my brother-in-law is going to let me use his, oh crap, what do you call him? It's the camera, GoPro. He's going to use a GoPro, and I think he's got a chest mount. And so I'm going to mount it onto my chest and kind of walk through, chest out and stuff. And I want to do it on, I want to take it on the Millennium Falcon ride. I want to take it on the Rise of the Resistance ride. I'm really excited. Like I really am. I've got on my trip down, I've got Crash of Fate. Went to Barnes & Noble the other day with my kids, and we're like, oh, let's get books, and so it's, and they had a teen section, and in the teen section it was like all half off books, and they had this, Star Wars Crash of Fate, and it all takes place on Batuu, which you guys know the Galaxy's Edge takes place on Batuu. I'm just really stoked. Like I'm excited to see Vi Marati and like all of those characters. Now, what's interesting for me is I am more attached to those extended characters who aren't in the film than I am to like Poe or Finn or Rey or Rose even. Like I did enjoy the sequel trilogy. I really did. I did. It was fun. But there was so much more that I think a lot of fans felt they could have done with it. And it is what it is. Like but I really like the books, and so like I'll continue to read the books. I'm stoked. Like I cannot begin to tell you how excited I am for the book of the Rise of Skywalker to come out. They actually pushed it back. I mean, this is like weird, stupid facts, and I'm sure no one cares about, but like they pushed the book release date back, I think by like 3 weeks. And I think that's fascinating because they don't do that unless there's something wrong with the printing. There's something like physically wrong with the book, right? Or there's, like delays of some kind. But they've been really good about getting all of this stuff out in the past. And so I'm really excited to see, what they're doing now. Personally, I think they're actually adding stuff to it, and in the past they haven't changed things, but they've expounded on things. Like in The Last Jedi, you have Mary Poppins Leia, which so many people were upset by, and I understand. But in the book, you have the explanation of it, and what Rian Johnson didn't do was he didn't explain it, right? He didn't explain any of it. Like, I don't know if, the fact that Leia would have had trained with Luke was something that they had always planned on bringing up in canon or in the films, but they didn't. That's the thing. Until episode 9, when they're like, oh yeah, it happened. And so, like, yeah, that's dumb that they didn't bring it up. When, I mean, they're twins, you would imagine that twins would have pretty balanced force powers, or at least like balanced to like balance each other off. Maybe they're not equally balanced, but like strong in some areas, weak in others, strong in some areas, weak in others, right? But in the book, in The Last Jedi, the writer did an amazing job in that section to really expound on what was happening to Leia. It wasn't that she was just so strong with the Force or whatever, but there was a lot more to it, and that's something that is why I am frustrated with the movies. Not simply because it was a bad movie. I don't think it was a bad movie. I think it was a fine movie. It's not my favorite at all, and I don't believe it's a fitting tribute or conclusion. I think it was a fine conclusion. I just don't think it's as much as it could have been. Again, I'm not bashing it. I'm not bashing that it's saying, oh, it's a terrible movie and, whatever. I know people are out there and you have your opinions. Totally get it. I mean, you are entitled to your opinion and you're right in your mind, and I'm not trying to sway it. This is my thoughts. But the books are hands down way better. Way better. Is it Vi Marati? Is it? Hold on, let me check my shelf back here. I forget what book it was. But it takes place on Batuu, and it's the sequel to, or the follow-up to, Phasma, and it is awesome. Now, in the book Phasma, you're introduced to a character so much cooler than Phasma. I mean, and that's, again, one of the parts of the story that I'm, I've been trying to catch up on Resistance, and I haven't seen him yet, but his name's Cardinal, and like, Phasma's got the chrome armor. Cardinal, Cardinal has this, like, red armor, and he's super tough and awesome. He's Hux's number 2, trained by Papa Hux, and never liked Armitage, but really, really a cool character, and awesome, just awesome. But I'm excited about that. Like, I loved that. Timothy Zahn. I'm hoping. I'm really looking forward to the is it Chiss Ascendant? No, the Ascendancy is. No, it is the Ascendancy, right? It's the next one. It's the next Timothy Zahn book, and like, it comes out in June. I am so excited for that, and I don't know how long Chiss live. I mean, I don't know if that's ever discussed in, the films or the books, not the films. Definitely not discussed in the films. I don't know how long the Chiss live, but I am absolutely looking forward to the new one. And, like, think about that. I'm very curious if it will tie into the new sequel trilogy for Star Wars Rebels. And with the sequel trilogy for Star Wars Rebels, I've heard everything from it's just recently been greenlit. They'll definitely have it on Audible. And that's one that I will make sure to, because hearing the Thrawn in Audible, oh my gosh, it is so good, guys. If you haven't, if you haven't listened to an audiobook ever and you're hesitant, start with Thrawn 1 because it is so freaking cool. I love it. It is amazing. If you want to try it out, there's a link in the section below. Yeah, it does help me and it's great, but do yourself a favor. Even if you don't want to try it out and you want to go about it, with less, what do you call that? Less legitimate means, I won't hold it against you because, awesome. Like, and start with traditional Thrawn because you get that cool, composed. He's never riled, and there's, I think in the whole trilogy, 2 scenes where Thrawn is either exhibits like anger, like straight anger, or I don't know. But I started watching Clone Wars again, and after I finish Clone Wars, I'm gonna go back and watch Rebels. I honestly might just skip through to season, I think 2 when he enters. But he is cool, and I know that I always have these ideas like it's gonna be different, and this is the way it's gonna end. We all go in with notions of that. I watched a movie last night with my wife, and I was like, oh, this is all about this, and none of my thoughts came true. But like I was so excited to like know that Thrawn survived, and as I read the books and listening to his analysis of everything, I really am curious to know if Thrawn really isn't a good guy. I'm really interested in figuring that out. Like I'm not entirely sure that he's 100% villain. Yeah, the Thrawn comic book is it's the same. The difference is, it follows the same story and everything, and it's good. Like they do a really good job of really highlighting the major points. But what it doesn't do is it doesn't give you that tone of voice, right? That overview with Thrawn. And as much as I did like the comic, because I think they did a great job, it does just highlight the key moments, which is part of the reason why I think that it's so good, is because it takes this book and turns it into a comic, which can be difficult if done improperly. And I thought they did a great job with it. So I've been reading it piece by piece. I haven't been reading it. Yeah, that's the other thing. It is short. It's with the comic, it's shorter, and with the book, especially an audiobook, it is longer. And that's, it's obvious to say, but you're always left with wanting more, or even finding time in a comic or in a shorter text, even wanting more. You're like, oh man, I want more. Like I remember, like I'm going back and I'm trying to read all of Dr. Aphra again because of the rumors that have been going around. Very excited about that on so many levels. But I want to see where she is with her story, with her storyline, with her character. And the thing that intrigues me is, like, or after each episode, after each installment, and I'm going back and reading these, I'm like, man, I want more. I want to read more. How is it over? I did the same thing with like The Walking Dead. Like every time a new comic came out, I was like, is this it? I get 30 pages and I tell me more of the story, and it was, there's something to be said by engaging with a good book, especially one that's well written. And Timothy Zahn, he does an amazing job, and they did that in and of itself was one of the best moves Disney has made with the Star Wars universe since its purchase. Rebels was really good, bringing back some of the main characters from Clone Wars. Great choice. Keeping Dave Filoni on, important. Pablo Hidalgo, if you don't know Pablo Hidalgo's story, then look into it. His is a really cool one. And then again, finally with Jon Favreau, if I am curious though, because the rumors are that he's going to go, Favreau's going to go replace Kathleen Kennedy, and decision wise, I think that's hit or miss. I think Feige should replace Kathleen Kennedy, and Jon Favreau should just continue to make movies. I mean, unless that's what he wants to do, then, you know, John, don't go do yourself, but like, you be you, buddy. Like, I love Jon Favreau. He is awesome. Hands down, one of my favorite directors. And it's, the thing is, he's a fan. And that's what's so cool about it, is that he's a fan. Same thing with Dave Filoni. He's a fan. Even Kevin Feige, a fan. Like, you have all of these people who are fans of the universe engaging with the content. And yes, so very much yes. I mean, I love that. I love that. And I think that is, again, one of the highlights of what they've done well. I am very curious about Galaxy's Edge. Very excited about that. And again, if you're just joining us, lightsaber fund. But you know, if I don't get a lightsaber, then I'm gonna get one of those like plastic ones, and I'm gonna spend as much on the plastic one as I would with a really cool one. Either way, because you know you got to get your money's worth, right? But I'm excited. Like, I think that a lot of good choices, and I think not enough people highlight that. A lot of good things are being done with the Star Wars universe. They've connected with Marvel to do a lot of the comic books, and a lot of the comics are great. Dr. Aphra, super stoked. From like what the TV shows that I've heard of, I mean, I'm excited. I really absolutely am. And again, all of that comes right back down to why I think this game, it's going to be around for a while. I don't think that they're going anywhere. I do think that like the quietness that we've had from them over the last couple of weeks is due to some kind of like, we want to make sure it gets right first, then, you know, put it out and then come back. That's at least what I'm hoping for, based off of what they said in their Q&A. I've been cycling through today and over the last couple of days, last couple of weeks actually, just on the forums, just to kind of see what's been going on. Like, is something going to come up? You know, when I'm at work and in between classes, I'll pull up my phone and I'll look at the screen. I'm like, all right, do I get anything? Refresh. No. All right. Back to teaching. And like, it's sad, you know, but again, if they're holding back on giving us information because, you know, because they're waiting to make sure it's right, that's kind of the right decision, you know. If they can't get it right, it's better for them to not tell us that they're going to introduce a character. If when they introduce the character, one, he's broken, two, he's crap, or she, whatever, or it, or whatever, because it's, you know, droid, whatever. There's a lot of issues that could be with that, and I would like them to say, hey, we're coming out with something, but we're in development hell. So, you know, but again, they're trying to be positive. They're putting a positive spin. And, you know, my last video, which I thought was a lot of fun to make. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. All the wrong answers as to why they haven't released us anything. It was fun. I enjoyed the crap out of it. I'd asked Paul from the Escape Podcast to come up with some help, and he came up with some really good ones. I didn't use all the ones that he gave me, but a couple of the gems that you saw were definitely his. But that's the thing. Like this game, I think the Star Wars universe as a whole, it's in a good place, and yeah, I would have liked to see different things out of the sequel trilogy. In all fairness, I would have liked to see some different things from level 18. I would have liked to see Rey have some different events. I would have liked to see a more focused connection on Rey. Like, I don't know. Like but again, I think it's in a good place. It may not be the best place, but it's a good place. And I don't know. I can piss and moan about it and be upset. And that works. That's one way to deal with it. I'm just not going to. I'm going to enjoy what I like about it. And what I like is Hondo! And I'm very excited, guys. I might geek out a little bit, a lot, when I see the animatronic. It's super cool. I'm excited. I am stoked. So, but yeah, like I think it's in a good place. So after playing this and I've been rambling, so I haven't been focused playing, obviously. After playing this for about 2.5 hours, not total on this stream, and about 50 minutes on this stream, and then hour and a half before, maybe almost 2 hours. I gotta say, like, I'm leveling up a lot faster than I did in the game before. And like, if I used my crystals a little more strategically, and I'm going to, because I want to add what's his face? Oh, snap. I just spaced it. My mind went 100% blank. But I want to add, like, I'm excited. Like, I really am. It's probably going to take me a couple more days to really get this to a more playable level. Like, I'm going through, right now I'm just doing all the light side of this, and then I'll jump over to dark side, and then, so on and so forth. I think 3 at the end of this, I'll probably jump over and do that. But I don't know. Like, I can see why people are so frustrated, like, for sure. But they're only going to be frustrated when Grand Arena unlocks. Oh, you D-bag. No autograph, please. I'm busy. I'm going to take this guy down. Hut. When Grand Arena unlocks and it's their guy, right? It's that yeah. So, when Grand Arena unlocks and they're going up against 250 to 500 what's his faces, Revens and Bastilas. And I think that's going to be tough. So, I'm actually going to head out, guys. I just wanted to show you where I'm at now with this. I am probably going to be doing just piecemeal videos, probably by every 20 levels or so, just to show you progress of the account, where I am, how it's going. I'm going to invite myself as far as allies go, and have a buddy help me out through this to probably get some of those higher levels. Once I do that, I think it'll be a lot easier at some point to go through. But this is where I'm at. I think obviously they are helping with the journey guide, and man, I wish I'd have known about this sooner. This is really cool. Yes, the idea is that 350. What's neat though is by doing it this way, you can break it down into characters that you specifically want. If you want rebels, if you want Sith or First Order or whatever eventually. You know, like this is something that's really pretty cool. Like some of these are going to be uber specific, you know. So like 2,500, you get the guaranteed character, one of these guys, and 5 to 50 of those, and that's cool. What I'm actually really excited about, and I'm curious. Arnold's going after Separatist. I might jump down here and spend some time on my Ewoks, because if you look at it, you're unlocking a character. You get the shards. They're a pretty fairly easy farm, but C-3PO is one of those awesome characters that is needed in the game. Now, I'm not going to do that. That doesn't make a lot of sense, but you know, not a terrible thing. He would help me to unlock. You can't shop for Solo. He would help me to unlock a number of different things. So I don't know, guys. This is just what I'm doing right now. Yes, Temple. I am going after the Geonosians because he's an easy farm. Like 8. You know, I could go after Luke, but the Geo, he's a pretty easy farm, pretty solid, and like I'm almost there to unlocking him. So we'll see. To be honest, I'm not sure how it'll actually turn out. I'll start here. I'm going to do a little bit more research on my goals and then kind of plan it out from there. But again, yeah, Poggle's in the Galactic War Store. So yeah, I mean it's like I said, it's a pretty easy farm. I just need to get to Galactic War. So that being said, guys, I'm out. You'll see updates from this account probably every week, maybe every 2 weeks, every 20 levels for sure. But I'm excited. I am also really thinking that we are getting some kind of information today. I would be shocked if we did get it today. And if we don't get it today, tomorrow. I mean, I don't know if Capital Games is taking, Martin Luther King Day off. I don't know if they do that. Maybe. Again, if I was right in my last video, prepare to be shocked. If I was right in my last video and CG Carry, you have taken the developers at Capital Games, give them back. They've got a lot of work to do. Don't mess with the fandom. Anyways, guys, this has been Thaddeus. Again, if you're interested in any of those audiobooks that I rambled on about, check out the links below. There's a free test for Audible. It's 2 free books, 1 month. You sign up. You don't pay a dime, but you do help the channel. And Thrawn, guys, there's just something awesome about Thrawn's voice as he is doing his thing. It's so cool. It's so cool. But like, subscribe, share. This has been Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. And as always, my friends, smile and stay nerdy.